All right, we are back, and right now I have Bruce Lewis with us, a man of many trades, I'd like to say, and a dear friend of ours. Man, I've known for quite a few years, and it's good. It's always good to see you.
It is. I mean, I miss you when I don't see you at a convention.
Same here. Same here.
So here we are.
Yeah,
Yay.
it's wonderful.
You brought the little boys
I know we both have our families with us. It's
Yes,
great.
I
love it. Now it's been a while since we last spoke.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Well, creatively, I am beginning another comics project soon with an exciting young artist who's going to be collaborating with me. And this young lady already is publishing her own comics.
Wow.
And her name is Kristen McGuire, KristenMcGuire.com. And I'm really looking forward to working with her because we're going to do a story basically about cat heaven. And so
nice.
Yeah, I mean, how can you lose with a premise like that?
You can't.
Otherwise, just besides being a dad, I've gone back to college.
Really?
Yes.
Good for you.
I go to the College of St. Thomas More in Fort Worth, Texas. Very small Catholic college, and I'm studying literature because I want to teach school.
Really?
Because
There's
not going to be any Social Security for my generation, so I've got to pick a job I can do till I literally drop dead.
Right.
And so I might as well teach.
Good for you. Now, you also took a trip to Rome, did you not?
Yes, I just got back from Rome. I was there for almost 3 weeks.
Wow.
And I think we visited every church in that city.
I'm so jealous. So jealous.
Well, you know, the college, it's sort of an open invitation. Other people come along on the trip every year, and it's very reasonably priced. So if you wanted to go one year, I'm sure they'd be happy to have you. Take the little one.
Yeah. Or otherwise I leave him with Grandma, and then I'll just have fun.
Well, that was the problem. I had to leave Monday and Hans here, and even though I had fun, I was homesick and lonely every day. Yes.
Yeah, that they're not there. And
Hans had made a little drawing that he slipped into my luggage so I wouldn't forget him.
Aww.
And I hung it up on the wall of the dorm room we were staying in.
That's so sweet.
No, I was like...
Now, doing one thing that I have got to do. Food critic.
Oh, yes, we do this every time, don't we?
Yes, the food in Rome. We'll start there first.
I don't like to be too critical.
Okay.
But given the itinerary we followed, which was very busy, and the amount of time we had to eat, which was very short, we were generally eating stuff like fast food, the Roman equivalent of fast food.
Okay.
The average Roman gets up in the morning and has a cornetto, which is like a croissant kind of, with jelly in it, and a cup of coffee, a cappuccino, and then you do whatever you do, and then lunchtime rolls around, and you either have a panino, you know what that is, or a slice of pizza. And they have weird pizza.
Their pizza is not
it's
like
not
the
like
pizza
American.
you have
No,
here.
it's not.
No.
They have mayo on some of them, which is really weird. And they're not bad. They're just different.
Yeah.
Or a panino, which to me they're a little stale, frankly, because they make them in advance, and I guess they have to.
Yeah.
But we did have some excellent meals, sit-down meals, on a couple of occasions.
Okay.
We ate at this restaurant in Assisi, for example, you know, where St. Francis lived, and it was extremely good. They had fresh vegetables from the region, and you know, all the Italian type. You know, you have the antipasto, the primi, the secondi. There's another one,
It's
and
a full-on meal.
I can't eat it.
No.
I had to stop at the secondi because I can't eat I just can't eat that much. It's impossible. Plus coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too much. But had some great meals there. But I'll tell you, the day I got back to Texas, I went to the local diner and had a real breakfast with eggs, grits, bacon. I mean, about towards the end of the trip to Rome, I was like, "Oh God, I'd kill for a real breakfast."
I want eggs. Toast.
They don't eat it. They just don't eat it.
Yeah.
And you know, that's their culture. So
Now, being here in Ohio, at Ohayocon, any food critic that you can be here?
well, they feed us very well here. We usually eat at the places that are around the convention center, obviously. But one place we go every year that I always look forward to, and Monday looks forward to, is this Mongolian grill joint down the street here. We all walk down in the cold on Sunday night, and they take over the whole restaurant for us, just clear everybody out, and you know what it's like. So, yeah, I always look forward to that, because you can eat a wad of meat the size of a chihuahua, you know.
Literally.
Yeah. with and with everything.
With everything and anything you want in it, yeah.
I always look forward to that. And the German food up here, by Texas standards, is pretty good.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Germans. I too am German, and so I always look forward to Ohio's German cooking because it's really good.
Yeah. All right, now actually back to question.
Okay.
Well, we've kind of really gone on that one. Have you been enjoying your time here at Ohayocon and like the snow? Has Hans been liking the snow?
Yes, we get snow in Texas every year too, but never at
Not
this,
like this.
and not like this. And he's always fascinated by it. He wants to get in it and romp
did he
around.
Make a snowball at all?
No, he didn't because the snow is all dirty around the hotel, and we don't want him digging around in that. But
yeah, okay.
we were kind of hoping we'd get. Remember that year that they had the blizzard here?
Yes.
And it was really fun because there were big snow drifts, and we had a snowball fight and everything, and outside of Buca de Beppo. And then we all got food poisoning, which was no fun. But anyway.
That was an interesting year.
It was.
A very interesting
in a lot of ways. But I was kind of hoping we'd get some snowfall at that level because he likes to play in snow, like all kids do. But it didn't happen, so it's
Maybe
okay.
next year?
Yeah, well, if they invite me back, hopefully.
Hopefully. I don't see why not. I mean, come on.
Well, some younger, better-looking person might get invited next year.
I'm not yet now.
Okay.
Now, is it always good to kick off a brand new year with a con like Ohayocon?
Yeah, it's weird, because this is the first con of the calendar year, but on our tour schedule, this is the last con of the year.
Last con.
We don't have anything again until con on Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, wow.
So this is the end of the season for us.
Okay.
And it's
So, in your case, is it a good con to end the
Yes,
season
it's
with?
the best con to end the season with because I know everyone here. It's comfortable and familiar. It's a big con. It's like an ASIN scale con, so there's always something going on 24/7.
But it still has a small con.
Yes, you don't.
Kind of a
It's
feel.
not like San Diego where you're just
God.
steamrollered by the media nightmare. I mean, here, I feel at home, and that's what you want to feel at the end of a long tour. And now we go into the spring. No cons for that period, Easter and everything, and by the time that's over, I'm ready to start con season again in May. So
Nice.
yes, it's scheduled well.
Awesome. Now, you mentioned Monday, your wife, earlier. How does she support you on your many projects that you do?
Well, she makes it possible for me to do them. I mean, I literally could not do anything without her. I mean, we have one of those corny Norman Rockwell type affairs, where one and the other, it's like a team. We call ourselves Team Lewis. Our web server is Team Lewis and everything. And because, I mean, I can't imagine doing anything, important or noteworthy or complicated without having her, because she just is, she is the good wife out of Proverbs 31. If you read that verse in the Bible, you know what I mean. She's like a Japanese wife in a lot of ways. She runs the man is the king, but the woman is the prime minister. And she has all the duties that the prime minister has. Yes, and you're married.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your husband feels the exact same way.
He's told me he would be lost without me.
And I would be too, without you and without money.
Aw.
It's just, life wouldn't be possible the way I know it without her. And I could never thank her enough for putting up with me for 20 years.
She's a good woman.
She is. I mean, I am constantly amazed that out of all the loser chicks I dated, I married the good one that was a keeper. And
she picked you, too.
well, yeah, I don't know if that was more pity or, I was pretty hot back in those days. No, I'm kidding.
I'm sure you were.
No, I wasn't
Come on.
actually. But I'm very thankful. I give thanks for her every day because I would probably be living under a bridge drinking malt liquor, or something without her. So if you see me doing it, it's because she's back there propping me up, basically. So.
Nice. Now, you mentioned your comic that you're going to be starting, your joint project. Are there any other upcoming projects that you can tell us about?
Yes. I just wrote my first science fiction story, like regular prose fiction, 10,000 word short, and it's about, I don't want to go into too much detail, but it's about a disaster that happens out in space, and there's a science fiction part of it where the disaster happens with the rocket ship and everything, and then there's a subplot where one of the characters cheats at Mahjong, that Chinese game, and I sent it off to a rocket scientist friend I know to check the scientific aspects to make sure they were okay.
Right.
And now it's at the mahjong expert.
I was going to say, have you tried to understand
No.
how to play mahjong? My husband and I bought an actual mahjong set. I can't understand it.
The way I studied it so I could write the story, and I don't think I could actually play it, but it's basically gin rummy with tiles. You're trying to get rid of, you're trying to dump tiles and then complete a full hand. You know how you do in gin rummy? It's basically, you're trying to make a set of 13 tiles, a complete hand. That's how you win. But there's a bunch of rules.
So much, because you see it in like old Japanese or old Chinese movies.
Yeah, well,
like martial art movies, and they're like two old Chinese guys playing, and one gets mad at the other one and throws the board.
Well, I mean it. I mean there are all these, especially Japanese mahjong, because they have all their own homegrown rules and everything. Because they're big. They love betting on mahjong, and they have all these like multipliers and like special. Like there's this one hand called the Rising Sun that destroys every other hand and makes people weep, and
oh my God.
and so I have to have all this fact checking done.
Sure.
But I should have that back tomorrow or maybe the next day, and after that it's going off to the magazine's editors too. So I'm hoping writing is more lucrative than comic books,
right?
And it's also physically less demanding.
Yeah.
And as I'm getting older, I'm trying to think ahead. What am I going to be able to do 10 years from now, 15 years from now, physically? My hand is starting to get a little shaky, frankly, and that's okay. But it's not fair to charge people for shaky artwork. So I'm trying to switch over more to writing, and I'd like to write a novel. I started one, a Harlequin romance, actually. And when I started back to school, I don't have time to fool with it right now, but I'll finish it someday. It's only 50,000 words, so, I mean, that's short. Harlequin also is the only publisher that reads every manuscript they get sent. I think they're the only one in the world that does that.
I did not know that.
So your odds of selling to them are comparatively higher, actually. Although it's surprisingly hard to write one of those things. Their fans are very picky about what they like and don't like, and if you get it wrong, they'll
let you know.
Yes, exactly. So that's really pretty much what I'm up to now, studying mostly. Otherwise,
well, good for you.
Thanks.
Well, it's awesome to talk to you. I'm
You
so
too.
glad I finally got to see you this weekend.
Me too.
It's been.
I've known you for so long, and it's just not a con if you're not there, really. And I'm glad you were here this year.
Thank you.
Especially with your purple wig, which is really high. And
it was on yesterday.
It really looks great, folks. And it was just nice to see you again.
It's great to see you and see your family. And
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Well, you're welcome, and God bless you.
Thanks.